Literally anybody can do this. Literally anybody. I'm sharing this because if you have a baby, this applies to you, period. And I hope that you will be inspired and, you know, learn from this and want to give it a try. I'm hiding in the bathroom, getting ready for the day. Ada's still asleep, and that's why I'm being really quiet in the bathroom, because I don't want to wake her up. I don't always have time to get ready before she wakes up and the day starts, but today I did, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of yoga and stretching and meditation before she wakes up. Today is Saturday and I'm home, and I want to show you what a real day in the life with a potty-trained baby looks like. So Ada is currently 7 months old. She's pretty much potty-trained, and I do want to clarify the difference between potty-trained and toilet-independent. Ada is still 100% dependent on us taking her to the potty. So she can't be toilet-independent until she can take herself. But right now, she knows how to use the potty. She gets many of her pees and most of her poops in there, but she's still 100% dependent on her caretaker's responsiveness to get her there successfully. So I'll be showing you what that looks like today. I did it. I got through meditation, I got through yoga, I'm ready. I'm actually going to go ahead and wake Ada up because it is 5 till 9 and she's been sleeping for about 3 hours, and I'm actually leaving in 20 minutes to go to yoga class. So I need to get her up so that I have time to feed her this morning. Have pee in her diaper. This is probably from when she was going to sleep back at like 6 o'clock, because I just woke her up, so she doesn't really have time to have peed now. Our setup here is we have the changing pad right next to the baby potty. This is the baby potty from the Go Diaper Free brand. They have a very small baby potty that's suitable for infants to sit on. So her feet actually touch the counter here. And normally I wouldn't recommend having your baby sit like really high up. Just definitely don't do it unattended. We're always right here with her when she's sitting on this potty, because this is a like counter height counter. It's just like a lid over the stairs is kind of how our house is laid out. So she's not going to fall off because I'm right here next to her at all times when she's up on this. Are you all done? Okay, let me get you off. All done. Oh yeah, she pees. We use these cloth wipes. They're washable. They're just like a small little flannel thing. And then if she's just peed, I can give her a little pat down like this, so I'm not introducing more wetness from using a wet wipe, which is how what I would use if she had a massive poop situation and I needed to really wipe it up. But if she's just peed and I'm just kind of like drying her off, cloth wipes are perfect. So I'm gonna put her back in a cloth diaper. We use disposable diapers at night because if she wakes up in the night and she pees and is trying to put herself back to sleep, which is actually really common, baby sleep cycles work that way, so they just wake up and then put themselves back to sleep and are able to connect their sleep. But they do wake up, and it is possible that, and likely, that they will pee, and so we want her to continue to sleep throughout the night and let us sleep throughout the night, ideally. So we definitely always use disposables. There goes the passy. We always use disposables at night because they're just better at wicking moisture and they can hold a bit more. We made that mistake with Arlo when he was little, I was so committed to cloth diapering, and we would put him in a cloth diaper at night or for naps, and he would just wake up in a pool of pee, and it was a real problem. And so we were having to change his bed sheets all the time, and he was uncomfortable. He wasn't sleeping well. So at this point, I've just decided that if it's something that interferes with sleep, hers or mine, it's a no for me, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure that she's able to sleep the way that she needs to. So she's all changed, she just peed. I'm just gonna dump that in the toilet and then wash it out in the sink later after I'm all done feeding her. We also have, this is like a homemade wipe solution that I use. It's in a peri bottle from the hospital from my first birth. But I make this, and it's got water and castile soap, a little bit of olive oil, vitamin E, and lavender and tea tree oil, essential oils. And so I just, if there is a poop, I just squirt a little bit of this on the wipe, and then I can wipe her out real easily. And she stays fresh. It's good for her skin. It's healthy for her. There's no chemicals in it. And then I can just throw the wipes in the washer with the other diapers. Alright, so I'm gonna get this little girl fed, and then we're gonna go downstairs and see Big Brother. While I'm feeding Ada in the morning, I like to use this time to go ahead and enter everything that's happened in the night before into Huckleberry. That's the app that we use to track everything. So I'll enter what time she woke up, whether she had pee in her diaper or poop, usually just pee, and then whatever happens after that. So all of her feeds, her sleeps, her naps, and any potty catches that we have. You okay? Okay. Any potty catches we have, I'll just go ahead and enter that into Huckleberry during this time, and that allows us to see patterns and track them over time. And being able to see patterns is really key to being able to predict when your baby needs to use the potty, because even though the patterns are changing constantly over time, they're going to be predictable in chunks. So like while your baby is 3 months old or 6 months old or 7 months old, you'll start to notice that they are peeing and pooping regularly at certain times of the day in association with naps or with, eating with a milk feed or with a solids feed, and it'll start to be predictable. So we like to use Huckleberry to track things. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. Ada is doing her telltale sign of I'm trying to feed her, and she keeps popping off, and that tells me that she actually needs to go poop. So we stopped what we're doing and we're going to the potty. She actually peed in her cloth diaper, and that was like, I put it on her maybe 15 minutes ago, and she definitely was starting to signal to me that she needed to go while I was feeding her. I know that because if she's not latching well and she's popping off frequently, it's usually because she needs to pee or poop or both. And so she was not taking her feed like she normally was, and she kept popping off and unlatching, and so that is a signal to me that she needs to go. But I'm in a hurry right now, and so I'm trying to get her fed, get her pottied. I need to get changed and get out the door so I can make it to yoga on time. And so I was putting my priorities ahead of, paying attention to her cues. And that's okay. That's going to happen. Life is literally full of distractions that you, the parents or the caretakers, are going to be, constantly weighing in your mind of like, what am I paying attention to? So I did miss her pee. She may poop right now. She may not. Oftentimes she will poop right after I feed her. Alright, I'm actually going to turn the camera off for now because I need to get ready for yoga and I really don't want to be late. So I'll see you in a little while.
So this is supposed to be a little bit about a day in the life of a potty trained baby. Hey, so we're going to be pottying this little girl just after she's done with breakfast.
Ada had enough. Ooh.
Okay, Ada, let's go potty time.
Wow, that was intense. I'm on my way back from yoga. I'm heading home, and I just want to say it is so important for parents to take time away from the kids for themselves. I have been on duty, on mama duty all week by myself, crossing the road, because Clay has been on a business trip. So I didn't get a chance to go to yoga earlier this week, which I really need to do for myself and for my mental health. So I finally made it out and did that, and I feel great about it. You're probably wondering, like, why is this girl putting out content about her baby on the potty? And I'm an architect, and this is the architect's kitchen, and it's not really what this show is about. The reason I'm including content about elimination communication specifically is because this is actually something that affects every single parent everywhere. Like, if you have a child, you will have to deal with poop, with pee, with diapers, potentially for a long time. And the amount of diapers that are being used and manufactured and thrown away and are clogging up the landfills and are never going to decompose is like massive beyond compare. And I just want to point out that if this is something that we can impact and use less of and make less of and kind of get away from culturally, that's actually going to have a pretty big impact. So I'm sharing this because I hope that I can inspire, even one person, one family, 5 families, the more the merrier. If I can inspire anybody to just give this a try and see if it works for them, then that's awesome. Like, I can help a family do this for way fewer years than most people in this country, in the US, are doing. So I'm not going to make all of my videos about baby potty training, but I am going to make a few just to share, what this is, what it's like, why we do it. If I'm a working mom, I'm gone out of the house for about 50 hours a week, and I'm not a stay-at-home mom. This is not something that's just for stay-at-home moms. This is not something that's just for, wealthy people or people who have time on their hands. Literally anybody can do this. Literally anybody. So I'm sharing this because if you have a baby, this applies to you, period. And I hope that you will be inspired and, learn from this and want to give it a try. I think it's been incredibly worth it for us. And a lot of people ask me, like, oh, did you do this with your first? No, I didn't. I had no idea it was even a thing. I didn't know that you could potty train a baby. I didn't know that they would use a potty. That was didn't even cross my mind. So I'm making this content because I want to show you what's possible and how great it's been for our family. So yeah, this won't be everything, but it's for now.
Hey.
Looks like Clay and Arlo and Ada just got back from the park. Ada just had a big nap in the carrier, so this is one of the times that we potty her. It's transitions, anytime she's in or out. So before she goes in the carrier, right when she comes out of the carrier. There she is. There's really three times that we know when to potty her. Like, how do we know when to take her? So there's one is transitions, like I said, ins and outs. And then 2 is soft cues. So if she suddenly becomes fussy or starts kicking her legs, or she's feeding and then she all of a sudden won't latch, that's typically a sign that she needs to go. And then the other one is hard cues. So if she actually starts, bearing down or pushing or making a grunting face, like she needs to go now. And poop is coming and you literally have seconds. We need to make sure we stay close to her so she doesn't fall off. And then once we sit her on there, we cue her. And typically she will go if she needs to go. So Ada just went potty and she did pee. Her diaper was dry. And we just put the same one back on her. And this is kind of our setup down here. We just have a whole bunch of cloth wipes in a used tissue box. So this works great for just pees that we have to clean up. We have a bigger potty down here that Arlo uses. They both use it, but Ada's toes can't quite reach the ground on this one. And then we have, books for them to hold and wipes. And we have all of our cloth diapers and wipes and everything down here. It's really no different than a traditional changing pad, with the exception that we have a potty. So we take her diaper off. We always sit her on the potty and give her a chance, even if she's just gone in her diaper. And that consistency lets her know that she's going to have the opportunity no matter what. You want some water? How about? So right now it is having some noodles and she's eating happily and she's not fussing, and so she seems pretty content. If that changes and she starts making more noise than she has been, then that could be a cue that she needs to go potty. You know your baby best, and so you'll kind of become accustomed to their cues and what each sound means. Alright, so she's still yelling. I'm going to take her to the potty. That was a false alarm. Despite all the yelling that Ada was doing, she didn't need to pee. I took her to the potty. Her diaper was dry. She hadn't gone, but she sat there for a good 3 or 4 minutes and didn't do anything. So it must have been something else she was fussing about. So she's back in her high chair and continuing lunch. Oh dear. Ada, you're making a mess, honey. Ah. I did get her there in time, and she peed in the potty after lunch, so her diaper was still dry, and I put the same one back on, which is awesome. She's over here. She's just playing in the living room for a little while, and she will go down for her nap soon, but she just had a big nap in the carrier on Papa while they went to the park, so she's just gonna hang out for a little while I eat some lunch. So that one I missed, and she started fussing when she was on the floor playing with Arlo, and I was eating lunch and I was busy doing something else, and it had also been about maybe 8 minutes since she had peed in the potty the first time, and so I didn't take her. I thought, oh, she's doing tummy time, she's just crying because she's trying to crawl and get to something and she can't crawl yet. Frustrated screams, just like that. So I didn't pick her up and take her, but when I got her over here to the potty, because I thought, maybe that's what she needs to do, it's time for me to feed her again. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna get the kids down for their naps. We've got another diaper down. I was feeding Ada, and she started squirming and squealing, and then she decided to pee. So I missed it, but that's okay. I thought she needed to go, and I rushed her over to the potty, but it was too late, and that's okay. There it is. There's that big Ada smile.
Hey.
Papa's getting Ada ready for her nap. She just peed in the potty one more time, and then she's got a paper diaper on for nap time, and she's gonna go down for her second nap of the day. Let me show you how I clean out the potty. So I already just dumped this into the toilet, and now I'm gonna wash it out with some dish soap. So I actually keep some dish soap by my bathroom sinks, both our sink upstairs and the downstairs bathroom. And then you literally just wash it. It's just about 5 o'clock, and it looks like Ada just is waking up. That was on this 3-hour nap. So I'm gonna go up there and get her, and we will see the rest of her day. She's all ready to go. This is the kind of cloth diaper that we use. This is a pocket diaper, and we use a mix of these and all-in-ones. So they're easily washable, and the insert comes out and it looks like this. So this just comes right out, and then we can wash it all together. You ready to go downstairs? I was feeding Ada and she was doing great, and then she just started popping off and kind of screeching and just generally acting like she needed to go. So we paused that, and now she's on the potty. We're gonna see if she's gonna do something. Hi. Are you all done? I did want to offer some tips for being more responsive and attentive to your baby because, as you can see from how our day has gone, it's really about how quickly we can respond to her when she lets us know that she needs to go. So the first tip I have is physical proximity. That looks like wearing the baby or breastfeeding or co-sleeping. In all of these situations, you are physically next to the baby, and when they start to shift or get irritable or call out, you're gonna know because they're physically on you. So if I am breastfeeding Ada, then I know right away if she's popping off or won't latch anymore or just gets kind of squirmy, like she's getting squirmy right now. I just fed her, so she's probably gonna have to pee really soon. As I'm talking to you, I am also trying to focus on her as well and pay attention if she starts to let me know that she needs to go. Second thing is take note of ever-changing patterns. Your baby is going to have patterns that, even though they're constantly evolving over time as the baby gets older, they will be consistent for a few weeks to a month at a time. So, for example, your baby may poop after every nap. They may pee really frequently after a milk feed. Ada does that, or after eating solids. They may need to poop, minutes after starting solids. Okay, I'm gonna see if she needs to go potty because she's getting really irritable and antsy. I brought Ada over here to the potty and she's sitting here. She hasn't peed yet, but her diaper's dry. I'm thinking she probably needs to go because it's been about 25 minutes since she woke up from her nap, and I did just feed her milk. You want to pay attention to your baby's patterns and just keep track of what's happening. As I mentioned before, we like to use the app Huckleberry, which is awesome because you can visually see the patterns over time as they're happening. You can see when your baby is pooping, when they're peeing, as that relates to sleep and feeds, etc. So highly recommend Huckleberry. It has been amazing for us. They do have a free version. You don't even have to pay for it. This is not sponsored. But you can get a whole bunch of extra stuff if you pay for it, but we just use it for generally logging things. The third thing that I wanted to recommend to you is make sure that you prepare your environment ahead of time. And so what that looks like at home is having a potty beside your changing area, having the wipes that you need if you're using cloth wipes, having that and wipe solution, like having your diapers, having everything set up for you. When you are traveling, you want to make sure that you bring what you need from home with you so that you can quickly set that up when you get where you're going. So when we traveled to South Carolina recently, and when we went to the camping trip by the lake, we brought the potty with us. And so we had that where we were going. It was really quick and easy to set that up when we got there, and it was a familiar environment for Ada to use the potty. So we were able to seamlessly transition to a new environment. Also, it's a good idea to practice EC holds. So like when they're not sitting on a potty, but you're just holding them over, say, a toilet or a sink or grass or the ground, for when you're out and about and you need to potty them and there's not a potty available, because you won't always have your setup from home, and sometimes you need to get creative. So I've pottied Ada in all sorts of weird places. Definitely, over toilets and bathroom stalls, over sinks, over the ground. I mentioned before that I've pottied her in the sink at the doctor's office. That works too. So wherever you are and you need to get your baby into the potty, it's a good idea to practice those holds so that your baby is comfortable with that ahead of time and doesn't feel like it's weird, it's different, and then they don't feel comfortable to go. Because it's also really about them feeling comfortable, and your success with this has a lot to do with their comfort level of peeing. And the other thing is make sure you have dish soap available and sanitizing wipes, because if they're using a potty, if they're pooping in the potty, you're going to need to be able to dispose of that in the toilet and then clean it. So we use dish soap. We have that at every bathroom sink. What is going on, honey? What is going on? Are you all done? Are you all done? Okay. We have that at every bathroom sink, and she's not gonna let me finish this. We can really quickly and easily clean the potty, wipe it down with sanitizing wipes, and we're good to go. That whole time Ada was sitting on the potty, she did not pee, and then I took her off, put her diaper back on, went upstairs to go pee myself, and she promptly peed in her diaper. That happens sometimes, and it can be kind of frustrating, but it's really not a big deal. We use, cloth diapers, so we'll just throw it in the wash with the other ones. But sometimes that's just how it goes, and I think, are you peeing again? Ada, what is going on, honey? Okay. So Ada's back on the potty because she peed in her diaper, as I was saying, and then she started peeing on the mat as I was changing her. Alright, it is time for me to go fix some dinner, and I'm gonna try to pay attention to this little girl while I'm doing it so that I can continue to stay attentive to her. If you are finding this video helpful at all so far, I would love it if you would hit that like button, let YouTube know that you're enjoying it, and go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more of our content, more of our family, and follow along. We'd love to have you here. Tonight we're just going to do some potatoes and zucchini and squash and carrots that were in the fridge. Some of them are kind of going bad, but I'm going to use them up. Fortunately, Clay came in while I was cooking and Ada started to signal, so he picked her up and took her to the potty. Makes it a lot easier when you have two sets of hands, for sure. We're trying really hard to get dinner in the oven and ready, and honestly it's been kind of hard because both of our kids have been screeching a lot. We went out for a walk. We really needed a change of scenery. Dinner is almost ready, but not quite, and both of them were getting really fussy, and there was just a whole lot of screeching happening. So I'm carrying her. She's calmed down a whole lot, and this is actually great from a pottying perspective because I will know when she actually needs to go, and not just that she wants attention or wants me to pick her up. So holding your baby, like I mentioned earlier, baby wearing is great for just being able to clue in to their signals and when they're letting you know that they need to go. We just got back from the park, and I'm gonna get Ada out of the wrap. It's really easy to carry her like this, and it also helps me know when she needs to go potty. So we're gonna get her out and potty her, and then get ready for dinner. Did Ada go pee? We finally made it to dinner. We got pork chops, biscuit bread, roasted veggies.
Woo!
Arlo found a dump truck at the park. He's super excited about it.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Woo! That's good.
Are you all done, Ada? Was that good? She actually peed in her diaper before she was done with dinner, but sometimes that happens in cloth diapers. I feel like she signals better in paper diapers, but we had her cloth diaper tonight. That's okay. We are about to do bath time and then get both of these little guys and gals ready for bedtime. Well, we're all danced out. We just had a good dance party with everybody in here. It's time for stories and night-night and pajamas. And we did it. We made it through a whole day of pottying Ada. I was looking at our stats from today, and I can report exactly how many diapers and potty successes Ada had. So I think we had 12 pees and 1 poop. Clay caught the poop this morning while I was at yoga. And
Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah, she does usually poop in the morning, so that makes sense that you got it this morning. But, and then there were 6 successful potties and 7 wet diapers. There may have been a couple others that we missed in there, but we tried to count all of them. So even on a good day, we didn't even hit 50%. of potties and diapers. And that's okay. That's a good day. And it's really just about paying attention to your baby and what they need and being mindful. That's it. That was a day in the life of a 7-month-old potty trained baby, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching this far, and I hope you subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.